This is Rob the Witch from Necronomicon, and you're listening to Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Hey, you're listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast. I'm Bruce.
My name is Christopher.
Nice.
That's with
Very
a K.
nice.
That's with a K.
That's with a K, correct. Chris with a K. Today, we're going to head down a darker path than we've been before. We're going to chat with Rob the Witch from Necronomicon.
Rob
and
the
I don't
Witch.
know how. Yeah, and they're from Canada. I think Quebec, to be honest with you. And I'm not sure how familiar you are with them. I sent you some stuff over a video the other day, but they're actually.
You want me to be honest? I'm not familiar with them at all.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I know you
I've been
spend lots of time.
I've been sitting in front of Pro Tools and ignoring the world. So please don't. For anyone that's listening that's tried to get a hold of me, there's a reason I didn't get back to you, because I'm a fucking asshole.
Right. And I know how much time you put prepping into all this stuff, so it's all good. But anyway, what I was going to tell you is these guys are blistering heavy. It's sort of like a black metal meets death metal thing. They're from Quebec, which I was saying, and believe it or not, I think I was telling you this, but when I was putting together my movie Metal Missionaries, I needed some people on the opposite side who were well-spoken, not just going to say, I fucking hate it. Had reasons and, were well-spoken. And Rob was one of those guys, and it turned out really, really nice.
Nice.
Because, I don't care what his opinion is. Just have a reason for your opinion, not just because, I fucking hate it.
Oh, they're named after a book.
Yeah, that's like, this is a really dark one, though, because it's like the, isn't that like Aleister Crowley's book?
H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh, Lovecraft. I thought it was Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, as a fictional grimoire and featured many of his stories. It's a fictional grimoire textbook of magic.
All right, you got to tell me what a grimoire is, because I'm not sure.
I don't know either. Just be honest.
You're saying that like, hey.
It's a French word. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, but you were saying it like you were better than me, and I don't think that at all.
Well,
so
that's just how French sounds.
Don't use big words. You don't know what they mean.
Grimoire. Like if I say, je ne sais quoi, je ne sais quoi, it sounds demeaning, but it really means, I don't know what it means, actually. It means it means I don't know. That's what it means.
Is that the same as ménage à trois?
No, not even close.
That's something different.
It's the only French I know.
Man, where is this guy? Welcome. Meet my partner, Chris.
Hey, Chris, what's up?
Hey, man, how you doing?
I don't know if you remember, Rob, but you did some stuff for me in that Metal Missionaries movie back a couple of years ago.
Oh, damn. Yeah. It's been like 2-3 years. Yeah. No, that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Oh yeah, well, I'm happy. I hope that the movie did well and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it for what it was, it did really well, and we had some. I was just telling Chris, I like that we had opposite opinions with people that were well spoken and not just I fucking hate Christian metal or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely pretty cool.
Oh yeah, well, I'm. What I believe in when I do, it's this like a bunch of reasons for it. It's not just like redneck, like, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny when I look at it and I notice that the guy you choose to be on, like I can say, my side.
Right.
You choose the right guys. Especially like Worf and the singer from Samael and Ben. They're guys that have heads there, and it's you pick the right people. It was cool.
I mean, smart guys who have their own beliefs, and that's fine, and I want to hear them, but not just because to be assholes. They were very well spoken, and it was exactly what I needed, so it was nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was well done on top of that. So.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, anyway, when I hear talk about that, I just thought I would make the connection.
Yeah.
So you doing all right today?
I'm all right. I'm all right. It's too much on
You're
my.
getting ready to hit the road, right?
Yeah, yeah. We're about to hit the road like in a couple of weeks, and it's there's a lot of stuff going on right now because of that. So
Where are you guys going?
Do you have?
I'm going in the States where we'll be there for like from October 23rd to November 24th.
Oh wow.
When we're touring with Bill Fagor and Suffocation. Yeah.
Oh, great tour.
Yeah,
That's a really nice tour.
Yep.
It's actually coming here, so I'm hoping to see it sometime. I think it's the first week in November here in Virginia. So.
No, well, I don't know it by like this.
Yeah. No, I'll run it by Katie, but I'll catch up with you when you're down here. So the new record is done, and now that it's done and complete, how do you feel about it? And are you satisfied with the outcome?
Well, we'll see. I mean, production-wise and everything, of course, it's pretty like we push the envelope, if I can say, like to the next level. Working with Logan Matter from Machine Head,
wow.
It was something that our management. I was talking about it. We have a new management, and the chick I'm working with, she was listening to my ideas, and she said, "You guys, you need to do it. That's what you want to do. We'll find a way to do it." And because I was like, I don't know, it's going to cost a lot of money, yada, yada, and that, the industry is not what it was before, and yada, yada, again, like, just like, not whining, but, like,
right.
The reality of how it is these days, it's not really a nice place to be, a musician these days, except maybe, Metallica always going to do money,
Yeah.
Right.
So, but you know what I mean, and hiring, like real producer, big producer with names and shit that they're gonna do like the job, but financially, it's less. How can I say, pertinent?
It's harder to make the money back.
Yeah, so we just decided to do it anyway. We said, you know what, we'll do it. And Logan was super cooperative, super easy to work with, super funny, super chill. So that helped a lot, And it's not like we send the tracks and they mix and send it back. I went there, I went
right.
there, sitting there in the studio and working with him for the things to be the most efficient in, taking less time. So yeah, that was awesome. And the album, the sound of the album is pretty much like way with the next level of where we ever been, actually.
Awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
What studio did you guys use?
Well, for the recording, we worked at Silver Wing Studio here in Montreal.
Oh, wow.
Silver Wing Studio is I was working with them in the past, but for more the orchestral, there was it's the kind of studio that specializes in music for video games and the movies, shorts and stuff like that,
Yeah.
And they were starting to get like quite a name, and they relocalized and had like a bigger place, and they decided, said, well, now we have a place to do like full bands and stuff like that. And actually, we're the first band who recorded drums there on their new location.
Oh wow!
Wow.
I was going to ask you if it was an old CBC place, but I guess that it's new, so it's not.
Yeah, actually, they've been around for quite a while, but it was like not like a home studio because they had real gear.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like in an apartment, like modified apartment. But now they really have like, you go there, there's the studio. You can sleep there, if you're from out of town and, etc. And it's really awesome. And the guy there, cool. There was two guys before, now it's only one guy, and the guy is on top of his shit. Seriously on top of his shit. So I really decided, I said, you know what, you're working with me for all the orchestration. Would you be interested to do the entire album? He said, damn, yeah, man. It was like, super happy to work with me. And it went so fast. We're really on the same page. And after after that, while we were recording, we were, okay, who we gonna mix with, and blah. And Logan was always coming back in the picture from one person to another. It's like, yeah, Logan Madelay, and you go and take a beer, and suddenly there's a band playing stuff. Holy shit, that sound! It's like Logan Matter. Every time there was Logan, every time. So I got the message, like the coast telling me, so we made it happen.
Nice.
Was that before he was back in Machine Head?
Yeah, actually, I knew before everyone.
Oh, really?
Because that was happening while I was there, and he was really cranked up. He said, "Look, I need to tell someone. I'm not supposed to talk about it." And I was like, "Okay." And he said, and he opened his computer and showed me everything. He said, "Look at that shit." And I was like, "Oh,
that's funny.
Fuck, man." He said, "Well, it's gonna be announced like in 3 days, blah blah blah," and it was like super cranked up. So when it was released, I was at the hotel and I came back to the studio that day and was like, well, I can say that I knew it before the world knew.
You had the inside scoop.
Yeah, it really showed me everything. It told me everything. It was pretty awesome, We got along so well, so quick, and there was a big trust, and a trust like really like that built between us, and I felt like he really trusted me, and by like revealing all that stuff to me, and I think we're gonna be buddies for a long time.
How did you come about getting him to do it? Did you ask him, or did he approach you guys?
I just literally wrote to him. To him, and yeah, because I said, look, actually we had a friend in common here in Montreal. And she wrote to him, say, hey, my friend is Rob, Necronomicon, blah, blah. They're looking for someone. And I wrote, he said, yeah, we can talk. And we just called. We sent emails first, just like, regular introduction, blah, blah. And he said, can you call me? I'm really busy, blah, blah. I said, yeah, sure. So we talked. We just talking, and I know he's not working with everyone, so he decided with who is working. So it was like there was a chance you could say, yeah, well, that product is like, it's not what I want to do, or blah blah blah.
Right.
He said no. He said the music is really awesome. He said you guys you have something, and you've been around for so long. And it was like I'm in, and that was awesome, man.
Nice. I have a bit of a different question for you. Being that I live in DC now, but I used to live in Canada. Well, I grew up in Canada. And Montreal is a city I've never been to, but it seems to have a real metal community or a metal scene there, much more than the rest of the country. First of all, is it true? And second of all, why is it?
Yeah, it is true in part. It's not always been like that. In the 80s, it was more Quebec City, but even so, it was not that big. It was, I mean, what it is at this moment, Montreal is super fucking, it became really, really big. I think it happened in the 90s. There's a production company that started to book like all these bands that were not passing here before. Like we're talking about like Cradle of Filth, and that started like in 1999, and a little bit before that. And when Dimmu Borgir came for the first time in America, and after that the first time Amon Amarth came, and the first time Diaz Band, and the first time there was that booking company that started to bring all of them, name it, all of them. And that brought the metalhead out from their home.
Yeah.
Right. It started like really that's my point of view. Maybe some other people say, no, it was like that before. But, I don't think so. I think it really started with that company that started to book so many concerts. Like we're talking about 3 or 4 concerts per week, sometime more, and it was just like freaking like from Vital Remains to fucking like Nightwish, you know.
Oh wow!
Right.
So you know what? We're not talking about Slayer or Metallica there because I mean that's bands that need millions of dollars and shit. But we're talking about the real metal market. You know, everything that's going like I said, from Vital Remains to freaking Nightwish. You know, that you have the palette there of like, you know, any band, and I think it started there. And you know, we have like bands like Cataclysm and Cryptopsy that, you know, at first like many bands that were nothing and started to have like international attention and going on tour. And but before that we had Gorguts, but you know, there was only one band once in a while. And even Necro, you know, we're just like doing Canadian dates. You know, we went once in the States, I think in '95. I'm not sure. I barely remember anything. I mean, it's, you know, I did so many shows, but I remember the first time we were invited. It was the Milwaukee Metal Fest, and something happened and everything went to hell. But it's really vague. I mean, I did a lot of you know concert, and there's a lot of stuff I don't remember.
How do you find the audiences like from North America to Europe? How do you find they differ?
It's a lot of people have the misconception that everything is better in Europe, and I don't agree with that. You know, on some aspect, you know, the industry is way well developed in Europe. Yes, you know, people promoter more professional on a lot of levels. They have a different way to see how, you know, how things work. And for example, you know, you have your guarantee. There's not like the shady like promoter that's gonna come out, oh well, I'm not sure, I didn't have enough people. No, when you book a show, and you need to have the financial backup for that. You know, that's how it works. And of course, when you go a little bit more in the underground, you know, a lot of people don't get that. In Europe, from my experience, but when touring Europe, I never encountered that. I never encountered that in Europe. But at the same time, I can say the same, that I didn't encounter that much in the States. I had problem with a promoter only once, and I did like maybe I did like 500 or 600 shows in the States. So my personal experiences is, and I don't want to bash people from here where I'm living, but the shadiest and the crappiest promoter were all from Quebec.
Oh wow! I think it's the same all over Canada, honestly. So, I'm Canadian, and Canadian promoters are notoriously shady.
Yeah, and in Ontario, and one in Victoria that was pretty shitty too. And in Ontario, but most of places, Canada so far have the shittiest promoter from my experience, but some are really good.
Oh yeah, Mayo in Vancouver is unbelievable. He's so good.
But this, like, the crappiest promoter everywhere that I met, it's in Canada, totally.
I hate to say that I agree with you, but I totally do.
I'm not saying, and on top of that, I know because I passed a comment once in an interview like that, and I got fucking smashed. And I was like, look, I'm just mentioning, I'm not putting down people from here. It's a reality. It's right. It's true.
If I had a dime for every show that I went to go play and got fucked.
I was expecting more people. I said, dude, that's like, it was not posted anywhere. You didn't do your job. I mean, it's not it's not to the band to do promotions. You know, right. When you're local, but it's one thing. When you're touring the world, you know, you have a name. You sold like tens of thousands of albums. You don't have to do that. You post it, you encourage people. You don't have to go in the street and put posters and shit. That's a promoter job.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm not bashing people, that, you know, like out of nowhere. It's the truth. It's just the fucking truth.
Amen, brother. And I'm not a religious guy.
So, Rob, 30 years or however long you're into this, you said about 30 years, right? A long time anyway.
31 years.
Do you find it difficult to keep writing new, fresh material and not like rehashing some of the old stuff, or is that not really a concern?
It's not a concern at all. It's not a concern at all. I'm just writing what I want to do. I'm just doing my music. And you know what? If I listen to what I was doing like in the 90s, for example, you know, what I'm doing right now is, from my point of view, is totally fresh. It's different. I mean, it's, you know, we don't, when you're writing music, it's supposed to be with your heart, you know? I'm not writing music to say, oh, I need a song that's going to be brutal. I don't do that. If it's brutal, it's brutal. If it's not, it's not. So I just go with my feeling.
Okay, well, that brings me to the next question, and you may have sort of touched on it. When you're writing, then you're just writing the song, like for the song's sake, not how it's going to come across on stage, right?
No. I just do how I feel it. It's not.
Gotcha.
Like, it's not like, okay, we're gonna do this and that, and of course I need to watch out for. No, I don't. Actually, to the point that sometimes I put I shot myself in the foot. To the point that's like I'm writing the music and I don't think about the lyric and I think about the vocal and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking play that now and singing. Literally. Nice. I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be a problem.
You're like, why did I just do that to myself? Ah!
So yeah, literally, and you know, so far I'm doing okay. You know, I see it in a way to you know, improve my playing. So, nice. But sometimes I'm like, fuck me, you know, I'm really freaking out and say, why I did that? Why? So far, I'm able to all do it. So far, knock on wood.
Chris,
I'm good.
So Rob, then I've got one for you. So being in the business that long, and I know we've asked this question of a couple other bands that have been around for a while, do you find that people are bringing their kids to your shows now? People that have grown up with you are now bringing you, like you're getting another generation?
Wow, that's hard to say.
Because I know like I go to shows and now my kids are old enough to go to shows as well, and so I'm bringing them and then turning them on to some newer stuff. So I find that a lot of bands that have been around as long as you, they end up benefiting from, does that make sense? Like benefiting from a next generation of fans.
Okay, well, I have to say, yeah, that I have these kind of like kids, like from like 19, 20 or 21 or whatever, you know, and they come in. Right. They discovered a band and they think we're a new band.
Right, because they weren't around when you started, right?
Yeah, that still amazed me. Actually, no matter the age, it still amazes me that people don't. I mean, people don't really look really far. They just hear a song and say, "Oh wow, he's there." They're like whatever, the new behemoth, and I was like, "Well, I was there way before them."
Right.
But that's a reality. That's true, and people are like that. I said, well, yeah, but well, you know, I was not listening too much to that stuff, you know, but I've been around since 1988, so
right.
Just do the math. You know, who was there first? Who's you know, but you know, it still amazed me and. At the same time, when I look at the kid, I think parents, I mean, hopefully you don't force your kid to listen to metal. I mean, if you want to listen to metal, it's
right.
a choice. But I think it's really cool to see that. Yes, I remember once there was that woman that brought her daughter was like 8 years old, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I got them like a VIP pass for backstage because I thought it was super cute, and she had like corpse paint and stuff.
That's awesome.
And her mom said she liked dark things. She just liked it, and she saw a picture of us, and she liked it, and she was like doing the windmill, you know, head banging, you know.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, nice. Well, watch out, because when you get old, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, all that arthritis and the chance of throwing your shoulder out of a socket.
Yeah, like stuff like that, you know. And so, yeah, so I think it's cool. And I liked the fact also, like, that a lot of kids these days, I don't see like the big bad guy, the evil person or whatever it is, and they have less the attitude of metal that we had when we were young, like Satan and all that stuff, because it's so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
Metal is so much more than all the satanic and like blah blah, and it's almost laughable to my point of view.
I agree.
It's like, believe in what you believe, fine. Don't fucking, don't annoy me with your stuff. If you believe in what I'm saying, fine. If you don't, go somewhere else. And the kids these days, they're less, how can I say, scared. It's the word I was. They're less scared about the big mumbo jumbo, because there are less people like saying like, oh, this is Satan music and stuff these days.
Right.
And it's a good.
Good. I mean, that's how I grew up. I mean, I grew up with that whole satanic panic thing back in the late 80s. I think you probably did too, sort of, Chris, right?
I did too, yeah. I always thought it was bullshit, honestly.
Oh, it is bullshit.
Yeah.
It is.
I shouldn't tell the story, but I got kicked out of church for wearing a pentagram into church because I was just so pissed off at the pastor or at the priest because the priest gave this lecture on how Led Zeppelin was the devil's music, and I was like, "Well, yeah, watch this." So I put on a Motley Crue t-shirt and went to church.
That's hilarious, actually. Yeah. Oh, I got a lot of problems when I was a kid.
Sure.
I got into a lot of trouble. I could write a fucking book. I mean, it would be. There's some stuff that happened to me. I still have difficulty to believe that happened.
Yeah, I mean, they used to play records backwards and do all that stupid shit.
Yeah, there's so much stuff that happened when I was a kid. Like where I come from, it's not like Montreal or whatever. It's a remote region. And
yeah.
Even these days, I mean, I'm going there and people like have that old mentality about like, ooh, satanic music, and I'm like, what the fuck? Which planet are you living, dude? We're in
right.
2018. Dude, the fuck up, man.
That's awesome.
There's some people, and people my age on top of that,
Oh yeah.
I'm not like, it's like, fuck, we're what, hand of the 40s, like beginning of the 50s,
Yeah, no, I don't get it either.
All right, so I've only got a couple more for you. One, did you ever imagine you'd still be playing music after all these years?
I never thought about it. I mean, I never stopped, and I mean, it's almost creepy, and it's almost freaky, I should say. I never stop. I don't know why I should stop. What I'm gonna do?
Right.
I mean, of course, I have like a regular job, Well, I didn't have a regular job for years, Not so long ago, I was just doing the band.
Right.
Wow.
The thing is like, Necronomicon is like everything. I'm writing everything. I'm writing all the music, the lyrics, and everything. So I have 100% of royalties. There's no split there. It's 100% mine.
Oh wow,
that's nice. That's real nice.
So when you're not a local band, and as soon as there's money that's coming in, I was making enough money to be able to make a living of that. I mean, it's not that I was rich, It's not that ideal. Like I'm living in I'm living in a regular apartment. I don't have like freaking like condos or crazy.
You don't have a place on the beach in Maui?
Oh no! First, I fucking hate that kind of weather. First.
You are Canadian.
I would probably live like in Austria and Switzerland in the mountains. That's more my style.
We can't talk anymore. I want the heat and the beach.
Oh no, brother.
Me too.
No, I fucking hate that. And I can't wait to have the snow, and I can wait. They have snow in fucking Calgary now. I wish I could. Yeah. My God, I love winter.
You're about to get it soon enough, I'm sure, in Montreal.
Montreal's really shitty. It's really so slotchy, and but when you go in the north where I come from, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really the real cold. Like what, you walk outside and it's crunchy, nice. It's like, and the snow. It's awesome.
And your eyes freeze together when you blink.
Yeah, it burns when you breathe. Oh my God, I love that. A good -30 Celsius. It's awesome.
Bruce, that's approximately minus 30 Fahrenheit.
We're going to do this stupid shit with Celsius and Fahrenheit.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, Chris is Canadian too, and he's always giving me a hard time. And Celsius makes no sense to me.
Chris, where are you from?
Vancouver.
Van. Okay, you're from Van. Fuck, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, no, I moved to the States about a year and a half ago. So I still don't understand Fahrenheit and miles and all that stuff. So I give Bruce a hard time. even though I'm a guest in his country.
Right.
Canadians are like hockey players, right? They're just going to give it to you no matter what.
I do love the States.
Contrary me too.
To a lot of people here, especially you, fuck blah, blah, and me is like, dude, you don't know, man. I spent so much time in the States. I love the States. It's not true that, there's morons everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, there's fucking piece of shit in the States, but there's morons here in Montreal also, and a lot in the French community, everywhere, there's fucking piece of shit and there's good people. And I've been in trouble with mechanical trouble while touring, and I had help like I never had ever anywhere else, like in the States.
Right.
Oh, that's one thing I found when I moved down here.
There was so much people, like amazing people in it, and some people were not even charging us, and I was like, you can't do that. It's your business. You're a mechanic. I said, dude, you're in shit. I'm here to.
Right. That's beautiful.
When we have a day off and we're passing around, what's that place? Fuck, I don't remember the freaking state, but it's around Minneapolis, I think. And when we have a day off, we go there. We still go see the people there.
That's really cool.
And just big hugs and, bring beer and just stay an hour or two with them. And it's super emotional. It's
nice.
I mean, these people, and I have no word. I had no words to express. And that happened quite a few times. And even in fucking Texas, I met some amazing people in Texas. I mean, it's fucking cowboys. Yeah, we have cowboys in Alberta too. So what?
Right.
But it's true.
I was born in Alberta. I'm aware.
Some people in Texas, they have that kind of Texas. They always say the Texas, the South hospitality. Oh, that exists. That's
it does,
true.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love this.
That's awesome.
Actually, I love more touring the States than Europe so far.
Nice.
I know
that's all. Right. That's all I've got, Rob. Chris, you got anything else?
I don't, man. It was a real pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you so much.
Cool, man. You guys are fucking fantastic.
Beautiful.
Right on.
Thanks for taking the time, brother. I really appreciate it.
Yo, thank you so much. Really appreciate. I always like to speak with good Jack, because you're good Jacks.
At least I am. I don't know about the other one.
You are. Okay. Well, okay.
Hey, come on. Just because I'm from
I'm going to try and catch you here. I'm going to try and run into you when you're here in Richmond. So
okay, that's
look out for me. I'll bother you when you get closer.
Yeah. Okay. Just be sure to send it to the email, the link, or when it's.
Yeah, absolutely. We're probably like a week or two out, but I'll get it to you when it's up, and we'll go from there.
Oh, it's all good.
All right. Be well, my friend. Thank you. Good luck with the record.
See ya. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Nice guy.
Yeah, super guy, right?
Yeah. So nice.
He could talk too. That's pretty cool.
Very French.
Yeah, very French. I told you. But nice guy. He did that. And my first introduction to him was the movie, and he was super nice and accommodating and, intelligently speaking. So that was beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.